everybody, and welcome to the Bob Stoops app. I'm Brad McMullen, along with Hall of Fame football coach Bob Stoops. And Coach, we now have the second week of the college football playoff rankings that have come out. And Oklahoma, 9-0, they don't move up, but now there are 5 teams with a loss in front of Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was a little perplexed last week when there's 4 teams with 1 loss ahead of OU, and now there's 5. And all I can think of is that they're penalizing OU at this point for not winning big enough and not having enough marquee games on the schedule just yet. And I really believe that they're waiting to see this coming week and so on, with Baylor, Iowa State, and Oklahoma State coming, plus a Big 12 championship game if OU can get in it. Then they'll be rewarded for beating ranked teams. That's all I can think of because, again, OU has the longest winning streak in America going right now, and 9-0. There's only 3 other teams that are undefeated, and one's University of Texas San Antonio. So anyway, I believe OU's path will be fine, but they're going to need to win this week.
Yeah, the playoff predictor has Oklahoma with a 99.7% chance of making the college football playoff if they win out. But the one thing, I guess, that at least in week 1, the college football playoff committee spokesperson talked about consistency, right? If this team beat this team, this is why they're ranked ahead. If other teams did not look good, they were penalized. But I say that Alabama was favored by 29.5 points at home against a terrible LSU team. They won by 6 points. They weren't penalized for that. And Oklahoma against Kansas, they were favored by 38 points. They won by 10 points, scoring 35 in the second half, but they were penalized greatly for that game.
Yeah, they talk out of both sides of their mouth. Just like, how is a week after, 10 days after Michigan State beats Michigan, how are they?
It's been a long 10 days, though. It's been a long 10
How
days.
is Michigan ahead of Michigan State? So they both have a loss. And I know Michigan State lost this week, but Penn State, I believe they've beaten Wisconsin and another team that's ranked ahead of them.
Yep.
And they're ranked behind 2 teams that they've beaten with the same record.
I guess who do you feel sorry for more, Oklahoma or Notre Dame? Notre Dame has 1 loss, but they're the only 1-loss team that's not ahead of Oklahoma.
Yeah, yeah, that is different. But again, we'll see. A lot's going to happen, as everybody knows. These next 3-4 weeks, chaos will ensue. Yeah, believe me, it'll be everybody. A lot of people are going to beat each other, and this will all play itself out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch how these things happen. And again, you talk about Oklahoma. They're going to be playing Baylor this week. They've got Iowa State. Iowa State just obliterated Texas this last week.
Yeah, Iowa State's a good, solid football team. They have 3 losses, and I think they had 19-20 starters back from a year ago. So it's probably a little bit of a disappointment for them overall, but still a quality, good football team. And they beat the heck out of Texas in the second half. What was it, 23-0 in the second half? And, and looked good doing it, and Texas looked poor doing it.
Yeah, let's talk about the Texas Longhorns. And no one sheds a tear more for Texas than I do. It just breaks my heart.
You do?
They're back to 5 losses on the season. All the expectations. They had won 4 out of 5 games at the end of last year, won their bowl game big, decided to get rid of their coach, brought in Coach Sark, and now on a 4-game losing streak in Longhorn Nation.
Well, that's a disappointment. There's no way of sugarcoating that. There's nothing you could say about it. Bringing this new staff in, the team wasn't this, in this kind of disarray the last 2, 3, 4 years with Tom Herman. So something needs to happen. They're in a bad position. I've watched this whole slogan of all gas, no brakes. Well, they better pump the clutch or learn how to use some brakes in the first half.
Learn how to drive.
It's like 102-24. They've been outscored 102, I think, to 24 in the second half in this 4-game losing streak. That's concerning. I could see if it happens once or twice. That it happens 4 straight games, if you're getting beat in the second half, there's something wrong there in how the team's preparing, whether it be conditioning, whether it be just the mental toughness to fight through 4 quarters. That's quite drastic. I don't think you'd see that on another football team anywhere.
Yeah, all the talent back from a year ago, all the expectations there in Austin, all the resources, 5 losses, and we're not even done with the year. All right, talking about recruiting, Oklahoma moving into ESPN's top 5 recruiting for the 2022 class. Kirby Smart made headlines saying, you can't outcoach recruiting. That's how crucial recruiting is. You know how important recruiting is yourself, Coach.
Oh, it's the lifeblood of your program. I agree with them at any level. The professional level, you're not beating people with just coaching. You're beating players. Make the plays, make the difference in games. And I've said that to my ball players through the years countless times that I don't make any plays. All your coaches, they don't make any plays. You ultimately make plays or don't make plays. So the better your players are, the better coach you're going to be. And I've known that forever.
And one of your former recruits, Adrian Peterson, looked great on Sunday Night Football for the Tennessee Titans. What did you say when you're recruiting big-time players to get them to choose Oklahoma over anyone else?
I'll tell you, the big deal with Adrian was he didn't want to be promised anything. I said, AD, I don't care what grade or what year in school anyone ahead of you is. If you're a better football player than that other running back, you're going to be the starter. Freshman, whatever, however many games it takes. But I said, you're going to have to earn it. I said, you want to go somewhere where they're going to promise you this and you want it easy and you want to be catered to. I said, this isn't your program. You want to be challenged to be your very best and pushed and earn what you get. This is your place. And he loved it. That's all he wanted is a chance to be the starter in his first year. And he knew, now that you know Adrian or everyone has seen his work ethic, you didn't know this coming out of high school. And I guess you look at him and you know this guy's a worker, but bottom line was, he knew he was going to outwork everybody. That entire time he was with us, I don't think he ever lost a conditioning race. Nobody could outwork him in the weight room. And, I think we waited a game or two to start him. And then after, I think the third game on, he started and was an exceptional player, exceptional person and athlete too.
And finished second for the Heisman. Should have won the Heisman Trophy. Unbelievable
Over
talent.
1,900 yards, I think 1,950, something like that. Just shy of 2,000 for the year.
Now, there were a number of teams, including the Texas Longhorns, that wish you hadn't played him and just let him sit as a freshman and learn.
No way.
No way. All right, a Heisman poll right now. You've got Bryce Young from Alabama, who struggled last week, still leading the poll. Caleb Williams, who didn't play for Oklahoma, a stronger position according to the Vegas odds makers at number 5 this week.
Bryce Young, I agree. And I think, too, Kenneth Walker III for Michigan State, the running back, should be up there.
An amazing
1 and 1A maybe right now. Both those guys are playing exceptionally well and make big difference-making plays in every game. And so does Caleb Williams. And the more opportunities he has, I believe he's going to close that gap if he continues to play well. These are big games coming. They're going to be watched nationally to see how OU does. So obviously they're going to see how Caleb Williams does. And if he continues to perform like he has, he's going to close that gap and he's going to be right in the middle of it.
And you're talking about prime time placement, big noon kickoff, Oklahoma playing at Baylor. And you've got national people talking about him. Kirk Herbstreit saying the most exciting football player he's seen in college this year. That's some high praise.
Absolutely. And he's got 3 or 4 if OU can make the championship game to show everybody, show the country that he deserves to be in that right in the middle of it. And if he plays well, he will be.
All right, and last big headline going on today, Jim Mora, the former UCLA coach, hired by UConn. UConn, a really good team in 2009, 2010, who you played in the Fiesta Bowl with Landry Jones. But unfortunately, since that game, if you're a Huskies fan, they haven't been very good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Love to see coaches get other chances. Jim Mora, I've met him a few times, a great guy. Got a great track record as a coach, and as a person overall. Everything about him's positive. So I wish him the best and UConn the best. And, hopefully he can go over there and change what's been happening over the last many years and get them going a little bit.
And one of these neat little things we talked about recruiting earlier, they just hired him as an assistant coach so he could recruit right now before he becomes the head coach officially at the end of the season.
That's interesting. I didn't know that's how this is all happening now. I think with why everyone wonders coaches are leaving in the middle of the year, it's because of the early signing date.
Yep.
That just because you change your coach, they're still going to sign somewhere in December. So I think this has ratcheted it up. That everyone taking these jobs, it's all changed in how, the timing of it all. And unfortunate maybe for some players or some programs here and there, but with the early signing date, I don't know if you can do anything else about it.
That's right. All right, don't forget you can win lunch with Coach Bob Stoops. Just enter to win right here inside the mobile app. And for videos anytime, 24/7, just tap on our video link. For Hall of Fame football coach Bob Stoops, I'm Brad McMullen.